Hi, this is Elvira. Hi, this is Elvira from Scrappy Mania, and today I have something that I created. I got inspired by a new product that We Are Memory is introducing, and so it's basically buying sticky sheets. So these are the artist. These are called the Artist acid-free stickers or sticky sheets. Let me see if I can bring this out. Let me show you what it is. So it's basically this. These are permanent dry adhesive. They're what you do is you have the bumpy side. So it has a bumpy side on one end. So right here there is a bumpy side, and then there is, see, this is the bumpy sides on it here. This is the backing, and then you put your Hi, this is Elvira from Scrappy Mania, and today I have a new product that I created. So the inspiration. Hi, this is Elvira from Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to bring a project that I created. I created this notebook, and it has, what I did is I have that permanent dry adhesive. I got this at Amazon. I got $25. It was pretty economical. And what it does, as you can see here, it has adhesive on one side of the sheet. You put your die cut or whatever you want to put on there. You place it on there. You rub it, right? It picks up all those little dot adhesives on the back of your die cut or title, whatever, and then you can go ahead and use that and place it in your scrapbook, in your cards, or what have you. So We Are Memory has a product coming out that is similar to that, and it was like a notebook. So I wanted to create my own version because I didn't see it coming out on the market yet. So what I did is I bought that pack, and I put it in sheet protector, and I put that sheet protector in this folder. So this is one of my folders that my husband bought some time ago. It's very hard plastic, and then it has this thing here, this two-hole punch kind of bar, and you just feed your paper through that bar, and see, and it keeps it nicely in here. So I went ahead and took my 25 piece of adhesive, and I made holes. I measured, and then I make the holes so that they will fit the same distance in here. Then I just took one sheet out, and I have it ready to go. And this sheet right here, so this is the non-sticky part, this is the sticky part. So then I can go ahead and peel it back and just get enough adhesive for my die cut, and I can also put it back on and then use the whole sheet. And when this whole sheet is done, I will go ahead and take another sheet and replace it and put it there. Now the reason why I created this because I do have a Xyron X sticker machine, and when you run your die cut through here, it does put adhesive in the back, but a lot of times in between here, it leaves adhesive in between your lettering. So you have to take like a rubber eraser and peel it out. So I want to see if that's the same case, if I get the same issue with my titles. It's mainly my titles, my small little titles like this that I have issue with. This I do not have an issue when I run it through my Xyron X because it works really well. There's no openings here to have adhesive that remains in those openings that I have to later on try to take apart. But my titles are not the same. So before we start, I want to go ahead and create a card. So this is from a stamp that I reviewed, and you'll see there's a video where I reviewed some stamps that I got at Hobby Lobby when it was on discount. This is just a regular plain cardstock, and as you can see, it's not well cut, so I'll cut it later and even it out. And then I'm going to use my media scribble sticks to kind of create a background back here. And I think the color I want to use is yellow. So I want to use some yellow. And I do have some water. So I'm going to squivel this on here. Okay. Then I'm going to take a paintbrush and I'm going to take some water and I'm just going to put that on there. Maybe it needs a little more. So I can take some water and even do this. You can use any watercolor medium that you want or anything like that. You can even do distressing inks. I don't have a wide variety of distressing ink, so I'd have more watercolor than distressing ink. So that's why I'm doing this, and I'm putting more water. Okay, and then what I want to do is I'm going to take, you want to use plastic and just kiss it like this. Okay, and create a background. As you can see here, I think it needs a little more color, so I might introduce some orange in here. Scribble that. And then I might introduce some red, because we do have red. Put a little bit red. Hopefully I don't create mud. Okay, that's good. And I'm just going to do like that. And then I may just introduce a little bit of blue. And it made green, but that's okay because I had some. And I'm just going to put some pops of that around here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and dry this off. Don't want to put too much water. So you want to dry it from the back, so flatten it out. And dry it from the front. Okay. So I think it's nice and dry. And I think I'm going to go ahead and scribble some more. What I want to do is put some black, and then I'm going to make, and then I'm just put some water, and then I'm just gonna flick it like that. That's it. I just wanted to put something. I needed like some dark color. I felt like it needed a little bit of black on here. And let me dry this again. Put it upside down. One thing that I use is I do have a Crafter's Companion. So one thing you can do if you want to flatten it out, I do have a craft iron, and you can go ahead and use that craft iron to flatten your watercolor. Or if you have a foiling machine, you can go ahead and put it on the foiling machine and it'll flatten it out. Or if you have the foil, the glimmer Now my cardstock is not the best, so as you can see it's a little folded. So I'm going to show you what I do when it's like this. there's two things that I usually do. So there's two things that I do, and when my cardstock, see how it's not straight? Either if I'm using my gold press foil or any foiling machine, I do have the Spellbinder, but this is the one that I kind of use. The Spellbinder works a lot better than this one. This is an old model. But I do turn this on, I let it heat up, and then I put my watercolor project right here, the card, and I let it sit on this warm surface for a while, and when I'm ready to use it, it's nice and straight. The other thing that I like to use is I like to have my, if I don't want to bring that out because it requires me to turn it on, wait until it goes to temperature, and then use it. The other thing I like to do is I have this Heidi Swapp iron that I bought a long time ago in a craft store. It was on clearance, and this is what I use. Now you can probably find something similar. Go to like a Goodwill store and buy one of those travel irons. Usually I've gotten some travel irons at the Goodwill for very economical, especially when they have the 50% off. It really really pays off waiting for them. Or you can buy one. You can buy it. I think Walmart has a travel iron for 12 bucks. That I did buy one for my sewing area. So for sewing, I do have an iron that I only use for my crafting. I mean, for my quilts. So then, with this travel iron, you just need to really get it to temperature and then straighten it out. This board is actually wood that I covered with some batting underneath it, and you got to use the cotton batting, and then I put a piece of fabric around it and stapled it. So this is stapled on the bottom, and then this is glued to give it a nice finish. And this is what I use. This is my craft ironing surface that I use all the time for when I'm doing things like this. Okay, so this is done, so I'm going to unplug my iron. Let me go ahead and put it aside so I don't burn myself. That little craft iron does get hot, so let me put this aside and see how nice and flat that is. So I'm going to go ahead and put my little guy there, and then I'm going to put there, "It's your birthday." So before I do that, it's not completely straight. So when you fold your card and you don't fold it right, it's not straight, what you can do is just cut that piece off, and now it's perfect. So that works well. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and use my Xyron. Ooh, it doesn't fit. So we're going to have to use this for both, and let's see how it behaves. Okay, so now let's go ahead and bring my little guy. And let's see how well this works. Okay, I'm going to put my little guy there, and then I'm going to put "It's Your Birthday" here. Then I'm going to close it and really burnish it very well. So I'm going to take, I have this burnisher here, and really mash down on it. Okay. So that's another reason to use this, because as you can see, this little guy did not fit through my Xyron X. So now, let me go ahead and use this to kind of peel it off. Or actually, this could be used to peel it off. And see, it has adhesive all on the back. So let's go ahead and put that here. And look, it adhered perfect on there. Now the biggest thing is this one, because usually when I use my Siron, in between these areas right here, and I still have more sticky around here that I can use. In between these areas right here is where I get excess adhesive, and I don't like that because then I have to spend the time trying to take the excess adhesive out of the open areas in my die cut. Okay, so here's my die cut. As you can see, there's no excess adhesive. I'm going to run one through the Siron so you can see what I'm talking about. And see, there's no excess adhesive in between these areas. So let me run through the Siron so you can see for yourself what I'm talking about. So I'll be back. So and sorry I wasn't prepared, but let me show you what I'm talking about in case you haven't experienced that. So when you use, what I do is, side note, when I have extra spare of like nice cardstock, like I'll do a project and I had this glitter black paper, there was a lot of extra pieces left over and I didn't want to get rid of it. I use it and cut out sentiments or titles, and I save them here for when I make cards. I also make cards for church, and I use a lot of my products. So I use this, and I build it up and I bring it to church so that the way they can make cards. So that's why I have a bunch of these. But let me show you what I'm talking about. So these titles work wonderful in your Siron because they're the perfect size. However, let me peel it off so you can see. Oh, let me make sure, bring back this, make sure we burnish it. Okay, so it's nice and burnished. I'm going to peel it off here. Okay, if I can get it open. Why am I struggling when I have this little tool here? So there. Okay. So let me show you what I'm talking about. See right there? You see it glycerine? This is adhesive right here. That is a adhesive that in between this open area, it doesn't completely stay back when you peel the backing. That adhesive remains in some of these openings. So when you use it on a card, so let me see if I can get, let me look for something that it is dark so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me get here. Okay. Hopefully you can see it against this, or maybe this. Okay, so let's do it against this. So when you peel it, so let's peel this. You got it. This is a very delicate die. So see how when you peel it, see how it still have adhesive in the back right there in this loop? Look at that. I don't know if you can see that glycerine, but there's adhesive still in that loop. There's adhesive still in this loop. See that? I don't know if you can see it, glycerine. There's adhesive right in that area, which I did not get that when I was using the adhesive dots. Okay. And then when you place it on your project, yeah, you can really see it here. See, when you place it on the project, look at where the adhesive is. The adhesive still remains in the center there. Still remains here. See that adhesive? So then what you have to do in order to clean up your die is you have to take one of these things, these rubber erasers, and then you just need to go through each of those die cut and try to peel it off. And sometimes, see, it doesn't peel off well. You can also try to use this and try to peel it off as well. But see, it doesn't work well. I'm telling you, I don't like using my Xyron X for when I have titles because of that issue. It works very well. The Xyron works very well for solid images, and I use it. You know, if this guy didn't have the antenna spread out like that, it would have worked well, but it didn't. But anyhow, I like to use it for solid pieces. But look at that. There is no adhesive on my openings. It came out pretty clear. So this is a win-win situation. I truly like what I created here, which you can get these. Let me get you the product so you can see, and I'll put it on the link on the description below. But this artist tack was excellent price point. You get 25. That's a lot. You get 25 sheets. You get an inexpensive little folder like this. You can find it in Walmart. You can create it your own self. You can, you know, a 3-ring binder might work as well, but I prefer this because it's nice and slick and small profile. See how small it's here, the spine. So I like this. So you can also create your own version, however you want to create it with cardstock. But look how wonderful. And I'm going to have adhesive here to last me a long time. And look, there's still more adhesive. There's still some adhesive left over here, which I can use, and I can see it. So I hope I gave you some ideas and something that you can use, something that I really like. And thank you for watching. Bye now.